Welcome to Birth Your Vision podcast, where aspiring entrepreneurs are invited to join us on a journey of inspiration. I'm your host, Hannah Kukuli, and we are thrilled to embark on this empowering journey with you. We provide coaching sessions and engage in hot seats experiences, empowering individuals to gain clarity in bringing their business visions to life. As an additional layer of support, we extend personalized one-to-one roadmap sessions, ensuring each entrepreneur receives tailored guidance on their unique path to success, and also live interviews, tailored guidance from successful businesswomen and men to inspire aspiring entrepreneurs to birth their vision. So join us on this insightful conversations and hands-on support to turn your entrepreneurial journey and dreams to reality. Hello everyone, and welcome to another exciting episode of Birth Your Vision. I am so thrilled today to welcome an amazing guest who is going to be sharing with us some important information about her journey, her story, and how she was able to get to where she is today. So I really want you to really join us on this wonderful episode, because I'm so honored to welcome the wonderful Naomie Praise, who is actually a multi-award winning international public speaker. She's also an author of 5 books, and she's also the founder of Renew Your Mind and Naomie Praise Theory. And so she's also a mindset coach, a mentor, a mental health advocate with a special focus on helping people of diverse background, and also those who have actually experienced abuse, bullying, or even mental health challenges. And so she provides a holistic mental health services, such as workshops and also therapy, to actually empower individuals on their journey to mental wellness. And so in addition to her work in mental health, Naomie is also deeply committed to supporting the youth and also women. She's the founder of Heritage Moms Community, which actually provides mothers and support for mothers. And also she is all about empowerment and also helping others to shift their mindset and also to heal and to thrive. Guess what? She's also a wife and a mother. And she also runs various businesses and is also an ordained evangelist and a co-pastor at MPC Ministries. She's also the founder and the CEO of Glue One Foundation. She dedicates her efforts to equipping orphans, the needy, and also women who have been silenced or even abused. And so today we are going to dive into how Naomie actually birthed a vision. She's going to talk about the challenges she's actually faced along the way, as well as how she's been able to continue to make an incredible impact in her community and beyond. So you're going to be discovering the personal experiences that led her to actually dedicate her life into mental health and also empowerment and also advocacy. And so join us on this wonderful episode. So before further ado, I would like to say welcome to Naomie Praise. It's a pleasure to have you on the show today.
Thank you so much, Hannah, for having me here. It's a great honor and I don't take it lightly. Thank you so much.
It's a pleasure. Thank you. How was your day today? Because you're quite a very busy, dynamic woman. Tell us how your day was.
My day was a little bit calm today, actually. I was just relaxing a bit, taking care of the house and hubby and the kids and stuff. So it's been calm and just getting prepared for this special podcast.
Fantastic. Awesome stuff. So before we start our questions, I really just want to get to know you a little bit better. And so we have a very playful, fun question, which is very lighthearted. And so the question is, what is one thing that people do not know about you, Naomie?
Okay. Okay. So which the one that I don't put out like out there publicly, I'm a twin.
Really? You're
I
a
don't
twin?
put it out there. Yeah.
Wow, that is interesting.
Thank
Wow.
you.
Are you guys identical?
When you look at us, you'll see the striking resemblance, but we are unidentical twins.
That is amazing. Wow, that's awesome. I didn't even know.
I think this is what people don't really know about me, because I don't really talk about it, and I don't post her because she doesn't really like being posted on social media. So,
Right. Okay.
but she's
So,
there. She's there.
so you're both very sort of different.
We're very different.
Very
She's
different.
very different. I'm the loud one, and she's the more.
She's the quiet one. Oh,
Yeah.
wow. That's very interesting. Well, thank you so much for sharing that with us. So now
Okay.
we know that you are a twin. Excellent. So, today I really just want to get to know and to explore the origin of your passion and also, the vision of the mental health and advocacy work that you've been doing. This podcast is all about people birthing their vision. I know that you've probably had this inspiration and this passion inside of you for so long. And so, Naomie, I want you to kind of tell us about your work, because your work is actually incredibly multifaceted, just like what I've read in your bio. And so, from mental health advocacy to women's empowerment, can you tell us about the moment or even the experience that first inspired you to begin this journey of healing and empowerment?
That's a very good question. Thank you so
Yeah,
much, Hannah, for that question.
you're
You know,
welcome.
to be quite honest with you, there's so many experiences that led to me doing this work that I do, but I'm
Yeah.
just going to name a few. At first, I started doing health and social care in college. I was doing health and social care. Um, and then I think around 2000 and 2015, 2016,
Yeah.
that's when I got the desire to really look into women empowerment and stuff like that. Because when I met my husband introduced me to his ministry in
Hmm.
Pakistan. He's
Wow.
yeah, his ministry in Pakistan, and he also had a charity there as well. And
Wow.
it
That's
came to a
interesting.
point where he was hosting an event with them, and then he now introduced me to them.
Hmm.
And then he was telling me, "Can you tell these women something? Like, can you encourage them with something, because they
Yeah.
are going through a lot?" So I was gobsmacked. I'm like, "What am I going to tell them? What am I going to say to them? Like, where am
Right.
I going to start?" Because knowing fully well that I haven't done something like that before, I haven't
Yes.
really spoken to people about my personal things. All I've done in my years of literally living is singing and interpreting in church. That's the only public thing that I would say that I was doing. And then when he asked me to do that, and he encouraged me and said, "Yeah, just share your story, like just share something with them, encourage them." So I
Yeah.
did. I got the courage, and we was on a Skype video call. That's how the events was actually going on between us and them. So these women, my husband explained to me that they were silenced and they were being abused by their husbands. They don't talk in their houses. They have no right to stand against their husbands. They have no right to even share their feelings. Like, they keep everything inside. So when I started to speak to them and I shared to them my story, and I told them, whatever you see me do and whatever I'm telling you to do right now, if you really think that you cannot do it, I'm telling you, you can do it.
Good.
What I'm doing, you can do it too. And they were like, "Oh my goodness me, you inspired us so much. Your story is very powerful," because they saw how my husband was allowing me to speak and do what I do.
Yeah.
And they were like, "Please, mommy, we want to be like you. We really want to talk like you. We really want to have that freedom." Hannah, those people in Pakistan, they don't have that freedom at all. And them being abused, and then they heard my story
Yeah.
of getting abused and also getting bullied and stuff like that, they were touched and they wanted to be like me. And since that time of empowering these women in Pakistan who were silenced, who were abused, and stuff like that, and the fact that they were in a community of Christian people, but then there was loads of like Muslim, because Pakistan is a Muslim country. So they were also scared of even going outside and all of that. It was my words that encouraged them to actually put themselves out there and to speak up. You know, they have the right to speak up. So I
Mm,
gave them the courage, and that's how everything started. That's how my healing journey started. That's how I began to realize that actually I do have some parts that I need to heal. Like
mm,
sharing my story with them opened a lot of traumas, opened a lot of wounds that I was ignoring.
wow.
Yeah. And then from there, I started to look deeper into mental health. At first, I didn't know what depression was. I didn't know what anxiety was. I didn't know what post traumatic disorder was. All of those things, eating disorder. I didn't know any of that because I grew up in a place, in a very toxic environment. I grew up in a place that was very ignorant of so many things, ignorant of mental health. It's not that they weren't really ignorant. It was just the fact that they were ignoring the fact that mental health existed. Because when I started to study mental health courses, then I began to realize that actually those people that abused me, those people that bullied me, those people that did all those things to me, they too are going through mental health issues. They too need the help that I also needed. So I was trying to put myself in their shoes as well, so that I won't judge them too much or get angry with them. Because the more we get angry with our abusers, we hurt ourselves. So from that time, I started to realize that I need a healing journey. And then I
Mm,
started to heal. I started to ask questions. I started to research about mental health. I started to do courses just to actually make it more of my profession than just a simple experience that I went through. So I think that's where my journey started as well. And speaking about it, sharing about it on social media, just like I say, sharing is healing. And
mm.
that's where I am today.
Wow, that's incredible. Naomi, that is a lot to unpack, actually. So I just want to start with your husband, who was absolutely just incredible to just invite you to just speak. He didn't understand whether you were confident enough to even face these women to be able to speak or share something with them. But at the end of the day, you started with the story that you had experienced. You recognize what they were going through because you had experienced it. So sometimes we discover our purpose, right? And we discover exactly what we're supposed to be doing by just doing. So I want to acknowledge the fact that you didn't say to your husband, you know what, I don't want to speak, or you felt lack of confidence, or you felt intimidated, or you felt, you know what, you can't do it. So the first step of establishing and understanding and discovering your purpose is to say yes, even if you don't have an idea of exactly what to do, but you just say yes. Because when you said yes, what I really realized from your story is that you were able to really relate to many of the women that you were talking to,
Yeah.
right? Because you had experienced what they had gone through.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
And from
mm-hmm.
sharing your story, you were actually going through a healing process as well at the same
Yeah.
time. And you decided to move on further by studying mental health to be able to help yourself and really heal yourself and also heal others. So there is so much there that you've shared in terms of discovering this journey that you're on. So thank you so much for that. That is really amazing. And you know, sometimes when people are saying, what is my passion? What is my purpose? Sometimes it's about doing, because in
Yeah.
doing, you will discover exactly where your purpose is, or even discover what your passion is. And so for you now, it's almost like you have the passion to impact women through speaking to them, through helping them through healing, through mental health, because you also recognize what it means, because you have already gone through that journey as well. So thank you so much for really unpacking that first question for us, which is incredible. And so, as we move on, I just want to ask you about, as a mindset coach, you are a mindset coach and the founder of Renewal of Your Mind, and also Naomie Praise Theory. And so, with all that hats that you wear, how do you approach helping individuals to shift their mindsets and to also take control of their mental health?
Thank you so much, Hannah, for that
Mhm.
question. First of all, As a mindset coach, I
Yeah.
am fully much aware of everyone being different.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone is different, and everyone requires different services, different ways of healing and stuff. So what I do in my services that I offer, I really make it clear that it's tailored.
Mm.
It's pretty much tailored, as much as it's holistic, but it's tailored, because I am not only a general mindset coach, I am also trying to help the my faith community, so the Christian community. So I am really trying to bring my services to everyone in general. So what I do is to make it really tailored to the person, to the individual.
Yes.
So making it tailored to the individual helps me to understand more of the person's needs, how I can work with them, and not to be able to pressure them into services that are not actually for them that I offer. So with that is included physical development. So I look into their physical development,
Mm.
which is their goals, like setting goals and stuff like that. As well as therapy, I do give them one-to-one therapy as well. And I also do spiritual development, because there are some people, like I said, we're all different, okay? And some people would want spiritual therapy, some people would want physical therapy. So I give each of them um, um, in terms of what they need. So as a mindset coach, I understand also that people come from different cultures, come from different backgrounds, and I do my best to actually respect people's cultures and people's backgrounds. But
Mm.
one thing that I realized whilst doing this, um, helping people, mentally and stuff, one thing that I've realized, that the fear of accessing those mental health services. So as a mental health person that actually helps people with their mindsets, like how to come out of their difficulties, come out of their traumas and stuff, I try to give them that safe space. The safe space is so important as a mindset coach. You have to practice confidentiality, which I very much work on a lot as well with my clients. And I like to give them space. I really do like to give them space. So it's not an easy job to do, because it's requiring a lot of emotions. Like, you have to and be strong for it, because people will come with their problems. And culture, one thing that I've realized, Hannah, as a mindset coach as well, is that culture wise, people are affected, and they are unable to access all these mental health services. So my job as a mindset coach, is to actually help them access those services despite their cultures and beliefs. So
Mm.
I think that's what I can say in terms of that question. I don't know if I've answered it well enough.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you identify the needs, and basically, once you've identified the need, you're able to provide the right, care plan or support for them according to the needs, which is really amazing. And I mean, it takes a lot of energy as well
Yeah.
in terms of supporting and providing the holistic mental health care that you provide to your client, depending on what their needs are. When do you have time to kind of give yourself a respite? Because sometimes it can be quite full on, and also managing and trying to balance family life as well. So where do you give yourself that time, that pour back into yourself, that respite, or even self-care as well?
Okay, thank you so much for that question. Do
Mhm.
you know, it's very hard for me to give myself space because every time people want to speak to me, every time people want to reach out to me, like, even if I tell them that let me rest, even if I write it on my social media, I'm off for this period, but you will still see messages come on, you will still see calls come on. So I have just learned to discipline myself in a way that even if calls come on, I don't respond. And the fact that I have a very supportive husband, he tells me to rest, he tells me stay home, this event, if you want to go, pause a little, rest a little, and recently he was also telling me, like I was actually going to attend at an event, but then he said to me, rest, not today. And people kept telling me, Naomie, rest, take time to rest, drink water, and this is that. And then one important thing that I do is to listen to my body. When I feel so overwhelmed, I begin to get headaches. I begin to feel tired. And a lot of these things, we don't discuss it. Like, we don't really share all these vulnerabilities because you are a leader and everyone is expecting you to be always up there and always fine and look good and stuff. So there is that battle of the mind where you're struggling on how to present yourself, how to bring yourself out there, even when you have loads of things to do. So I do put that boundaries, the boundary, knowing that at this time I've got this event, at this time I've got this to do, at this time is family time, at this time is my rest time. So that's why normally from like Monday to Friday I do activities and stuff, and I know that in the weekends it's time for me to prepare for other things like church, to prepare to look after family and stuff. And I do go out, actually I go out in terms of self-care with my family a lot as well. So we will like travel to different cities in London just for me to get fresh air. I remember there was a time where everything was just so overwhelming. Like I was receiving clients. I had to take care of people, take care of clients, calls and stuff like that. And it was really getting to my head and I started crying. I said, goodness me. Like even when you want to take a rest, you feel that little bit of guilt inside of you. It's like, am I allowed to get rest? Am I allowed to rest? Like seriously, I do feel like that sometimes. And these are the things that we hardly discuss when you're a leader and people look up to you. You're a role model, you are an example. So what I do, I take time to go out with my family, I take time for walks, I do exercise, I take time to go like visit different cities in the UK. I chill, enjoy and stuff. And then I come back, and when I feel rejuvenated, that's when I can say, okay, I'm back. Like recently, I took a pause. I took a pause from like doing live sessions and stuff like that. And everyone was asking me, where are you? Where you are? Like all these things. And I said, I'm taking rest, but I'll be back soon. Now that I'm back, the way everyone's just, bombarding me with bookings and stuff, and I said, whoa. But I thank God that that I'm able to actually do the self-care that I need, take care of myself and also take care of my family and also the people that God entrusted me with to guide them through life. So I think self-care for me has been so important in my journey.
Definitely, I agree, because it's so crucial, because as leaders, we have to take time out and be intentional. Self-care is not about being selfish. It's about making sure that you're pouring back into yourself. Like you said, sometimes you do feel tired and exhausted because sometimes when our cup is running a bit low, we need to get it filled again so that we can have an overflow, because we can't really, deliver or even pour into others from an empty cup. Exactly. And so we have to be very intentional. And sometimes we just have to focus on making sure that we're pouring back the energy that we need for ourselves so that we can actually show up authentically. So thank you so much for sharing that. And so I wanted to focus on on the things in terms of the holistic mental health services that you provide, especially for people from diverse culture, and which is, quite important. So what unique challenges do you sort of find in addressing mental health with this group of community of people?
Oh, that's a very good question. I think I think it's the lack of understanding that really challenges me with these people that I encounter and work with. Especially them. It's like, especially coming from a different culture, and a lot of the time it's also language barrier that I also face when I'm communicating with these people from diverse cultures and stuff. Some of them don't even know English. Some of them don't even know words or even know the meaning of mental health and stuff. So
Right.
whilst you are explaining to them, giving them the gist, telling them what they need to know, all the basics, they find it difficult to actually swallow the whole pill. Like they find it difficult to understand. And you have to literally keep repeating the same thing all over and all over again. That's one of the challenges. I think I've already said two challenges. So
Yeah.
language barrier and the lack of understanding
Mm.
when it comes to explaining to them, about mental health. So those challenges has affected me in a way because I've been trying to now figuring out how can I help these people from diverse culture who are unable to understand very well about these topics of mental health in their communities. So another challenge that I face is actually communicating with different professionals, trying to bring out that topic to different professionals like in the NHS and stuff, trying to make them understand that, like, listen, there are people from different cultures, different diverse and backgrounds. And I think we need to implement, a service that would actually enable them to feel comfortable and to have the access to these conversations. So each time I do speak to like nurses and stuff like that about this, they look at me like weird. It's like, really? Are people like this in the community? Like, does people like this exist? And those are the kind of things I really sit down and question myself. Is there more I can do? Is
Yeah.
there more I can offer to these people? Because it's quite difficult to work with such people as well,
Yeah.
having to keep repeating yourself, having to keep making them understand when they clearly are struggling to understand, and the language barrier is a problem. I know that a lot of them that I've met have done like ESOL courses and stuff like that to learn English and learn different vocabularies, especially when it comes to like mental health. Because when they ask me about mental health, there are certain vocabularies that they don't really understand, like holistic approach and stuff. They don't really understand all of those things, what's included in all these terms and stuff. So I think those are the challenges that I face,
Yeah.
especially working with young people as well, working with young people to actually help them overcome the struggles of mental health and stuff. That is a struggle as well at times because you have to win their heart. Working with young people is not easy. It's not bread and butter. Like,
Yeah.
you have to have the big heart. You have to be able to understand them. So I think one of those challenges is also working with young people with difficulties like disabilities and stuff like that, SCN and all of those things, like neurodiverse young people and stuff like that. So I would say those are the challenges.
Yeah. Thank you. Absolutely. I mean, it looks like there are challenges and there are gaps in there. And I wanted to basically say for those who are struggling, or English is not their first language, probably some of them may benefit from having an interpreter. So this goes back to working together, isn't it, in terms of
Yeah.
what you mentioned, collaboration with the multidisciplinary team to make it easy so that they could get access to someone who can help to translate some of those things which are very vital for them. And I know it can be quite sort of a challenge, but I think there's so many different ways around it, and it's commendable for some of the things that you're doing to be able to help and really go beyond the services as well, which is really important. And so, for you as a mentor and an advocate for issues like abuse, anti-bullying, and mental health, what has been one of the most rewarding moments in advocacy work for you?
Just look at my smile in my face.
That
I
says
love
it
that
all.
question. I love that question. Do you know, every time I think about the rewards of my work, it
Mm,
makes me feel calm and very proud of myself for the work that I do and even help more. And
mhm,
I forget quickly about the challenges of the work
Yeah.
because I'm seeing the good results that it's bringing. So
Mm-hmm.
there's actually loads of reward experiences that I've seen in my work, but one of them till today, I will never ever forget. I remember there was a time I went for self-care. I went on a self-care trip with the family, and I went to Coventry. And during the stay there, I received a message from a young boy that I know, and that young boy messaged me and said to me, "Naomi, I need to speak to you.
Mm.
You're the only person that I can talk to. I can't talk to no one else about this. I want to talk to you. If I can't talk to you right now, then I don't know who else I'm going to talk to, and the result is not going to be good." I saw the message, I think it was around 11 p.m., going towards midnight. And I was like, why such a message? This message looks very suspicious, very serious, because he's never really messaged me at those times. So I started asking him, what's wrong? What's going on? Please talk to me. I'm here. I'm listening. I made myself available. And although I had so many other things to do, but I said, let me make myself available. What's going on? And he said to me, if I don't talk to you, then I'm ending it all. But yet, he has parents in the house. He has parents and stuff, but he couldn't discuss with them the problem. He then started telling me the problem, and I started to calm him down. I started to really calm him down. Then he said to me, and this thing that I'm sharing with you,
Mm.
is to just tell people, the reward of this work,
Yes.
and there'll be no name mentioned. And this is like a testimony that I'm giving to
Mm.
encourage somebody that is listening to me as well, going through something like this. And this person now said to me, I'm going through this. I don't know what to do. I need help. I need help right now because lately I've been feeling like I want to throw myself on the train track and just end it all. A young man with so much potential, with a huge future, and he's telling me that. And I said, please don't hurt yourself. I started talking to him, encouraging him. Like I literally started having a conversation with him, keeping him busy, so that he won't do anything silly. Then after I prayed for him. I asked him. This story always gets me sad. I asked him, "Can I pray for you?" And he said, "Yeah." And then I did. Um, he didn't want me to call him because his parents was around. So we were just texting and stuff, and I couldn't send any other audios and stuff. So we were just texting, and I kept telling him, "Promise me that you will not do anything silly. I want you to go to bed and rest." And then he said to me that he hasn't eaten for about 4 days indoors. Indoors. You haven't eaten about 4 days indoors, and you have parents in the house. Why aren't your parents helping you? Why are they not listening to you? And he said to me, they don't understand me. They'll think I'm lying.
Mm.
And this is from like an African child, from an African home, and I felt really bad. I really felt sorry for him, but I then had to advise him. And I said to him, listen, we've got to do something about this. If you're not feeling comfortable where you are, please permit me to get other professionals involved as well. And he was refusing, said no. And I said, please. The next morning, I was really praying to God, and I said, God, please keep this young man safe. Safe, Lord. I want to wake up and receive a message from him in the morning. That's going to be a sign for me to know that he's alive, he is well, he's okay. Then I woke up in the morning, and indeed, I saw the message.
Mm.
And I asked him, how are you feeling now? And he said he can't feel himself, like he can't really breathe properly.
Yeah.
And he hasn't eaten. Kind of my heart And the fact that I wasn't able to go to him personally where he was, I had to give him the support from a distance. I had to give him advice, professional advice from a distance. And what I did, because I saw that it was getting dangerous, very dangerous, and if I didn't do what I did at the time, we would be talking about something else today. What I did was I contacted somebody that was there around them, and I said to her, "Can you please go to their house, find out what's going on, and ask to see him?" And then she was also busy. The person was also busy, so I said, "Okay, it's fine, it's okay." What I did, I now reached out and I called the police, and I called the ambulance. I called those two people because, as a mental health first aider, that is my job as well. If I don't do that, like if I see somebody being suicidal or is at risk, I have to do that. If I don't do that, I'll be questioned. So I did what I did, and the ambulance came to the house. The police came and took care of him and advised him on what to do next. And I was literally in contact with those professionals, police and the ambulance, whilst they were with him, going on the way to see him. And then once I received the results, it made me happy to know that at least I sent other professionals, even though I couldn't be there in person. I sent other professionals to go and take care of the situation.
Yes.
And they did. And they saved this young man's life. They saved this young man's life. And I was so happy. I said, I don't care what's going to happen. If they're going to hate me, let them hate me. But I'm not letting this young man lose his life. And that was the most rewarding thing that I did from my work. As a mentor, that was the most rewarding. And I still mentor him today. He's alive. And he's gone back to doing his work. He wasn't working. I helped him get back into employment. I tried to find a job for him. I did that. And he got the job and he's working. And he's doing well. And I'm very proud of him. So I think that success story always reminds me of how important my presence is, how important my work is as a mentor and as a mental health first aider. We don't do treatment, but we refer people. We refer people to those who can actually help them. So I think that is the most rewarding story. A real reality.
Yeah.
And I'm happy about that.
Wow. It's such an emotional story itself, knowing that someone needed you and they couldn't even share that with their loved ones, because of one reason or the other. And because of you, that person is able to live again. That is really commendable, Naomie. And these are the things that you do that inspires other people. You do it from a place of love, a place of passion. And even though it's your line of duty and, you have to do what you need to do to be able to support somebody, I think there is that very much genuine spirit in you, to also help others as well. So thank you so much for sharing that with us. Such a emotional, success story, should I say.
Yeah.
So well done, very commendable. We appreciate what you do. And definitely, people like you, we need you, because there's so many things going on, especially for young people. And it's amazing how if a young person is able to reach out to you to be able to share their innermost pain with you, that, you're able to listen and see what you can do to support them as well, which is incredible. Fantastic. So that leads us to kind of move on to, your organization, which is the Heritage Moms. And that organization actually provides vital support for mothers. And so I would just want to ask you, how did this community come to life and what are the key challenges that you are, sort of helping mothers to navigate through that platform?
Thank you so much, Hannah, for that question.
Yeah.
Heritage Mom started. Uh, it started 2 years ago.
Mm.
Heritage Mom started 2 years ago, um, with a story of my very own personal story. I've actually written a book about it. It's called Heritage, as well. 7 years wasn't a waste.
Mm.
That's a story of me going through what I went through. I was going through infertility, infertility issue for more than 6 years in my marriage. And what happened was I was really just trying to be strong and have faith, in God, and just do what I can do and to stay alive. Because going through those things, you've got to stay strong, you've got to stay alive and have a supportive system.
Mm.
Because they say your network is your net worth.
Yeah.
So I had a supportive system, but mostly was my husband. When we were going through the infertility situation, we were going through a whole lot mockery. We didn't have like a community, and even being just a woman who's seeking to have a child in her marriage, I didn't really have no one to talk to. And moving to another city, not knowing anyone to talk to and stuff. So I was really in that closed up, environment. And then what happened was we prayed and seek God, and boom, I received my miracle baby. When I had my baby, it was a whole lot as well. I was struggling with hyperemesis during the pregnancy. It was so bad. I was in and out of the hospital. I lost so much weight, and there were so many medical things that was going on at the time that I was not aware of. But then, ever since I had my child, I started to attend different motherhood classes, motherhood courses, and stuff that actually gave me the broader knowledge of motherhood, and even
Mm.
like being around kids and resolving the situation of infertility. There are different elements, there are different things that happen when somebody's going through infertility, and anything to do with just motherhood and kids,
Mm.
So then it came to a time I joined an app. I joined an app called Peanut. When I joined that app, I met so many lovely women. I just shared my story the same way that I'm
Mm.
sharing here. I
Yeah.
shared my story on Peanut, and the amount of mothers and women who related to my story, I couldn't believe it. I thought I was probably the only one going through what I went through. I thought there was actually something wrong with me, or am I the only one? But in actual fact, I wasn't the only one. There was other women who was going through the same thing that I was going through.
Mm.
So then I got a vision to start something for these mothers where I am. So in the city that I am, mothers don't really have that group, that community of meeting around with each other and stuff. So then, whilst I was writing my book, Heritage, then I received that idea to start gathering mothers in the city that I am in. When I started gathering mothers, we would do it like once a week, especially during summertime. We were really gathering together. We'll just meet at the park, moms and kids and stuff. Sometimes it's just us moms. We'll go to a restaurant and we'll talk about our issues and just share our stories, and share all the other things that we know that can also help other mothers, and even for myself. That's how Heritage Mom was birthed. And there was another thing that you said, how am I helping these mothers, you said, right?
Yeah. To navigate.
Okay, so the way I'm helping these mothers to navigate is through building a community with them. So building a
Mm.
community and building a safe space where they can actually discuss their daily struggles of being a mother. Some of them have kids who have neurodiverse issues, disabilities, and some kids are starting nursery and stuff. So what I do ask them their needs, and then I've been trying my best to collaborate with nurseries, to be able to help these mothers who are unable to find nurseries, to have access to a nursery. And I've been also working with other institutions to actually signpost these mothers to help them in their needs, and to just bring down the load a little bit, bring down the load of their stress, and to teach them how to manage themselves as mothers with their kids. And
Yes.
just having that safe space has been helping these mothers and sharing our needs. And I take notes of everything that they tell me, so that whenever I receive a knowledge or a service that I know that is going to help them, I also give them that offer. We also have a WhatsApp group that we can stay accountable to each other as well. We do different conferences. At the moment, we haven't been doing much at the moment because I have so many other things doing, but we've been in contact with each other in the WhatsApp group, and we look forward to doing many other events, meet up with the mums, and that's how it's going.
I love it because, I'm also a women's empowerment coach. So I absolutely love helping mums as well. So it definitely resonates with me. I think, you're so innovative, you're so creative, and a lot of things that you've given birth to is either you've actually experienced it, or you just want to kind of reach out to help that community. So that's another thing to be commending you on as well. So well done on the Heritage Mom, which I think is a very much vital community platform for mothers, which is excellent. And I know you mentioned that you wrote a book, and so you've written sort of 5 books, and you've spoken on international stages. So how has writing and public speaking allowed you to actually amplify your message to reach a wider audience?
Mm. It's been a massive help.
A massive, because you're a storyteller and you share stories, which is amazing.
Yeah, I think I can now take that name as a storyteller, because before I didn't really see myself as a storyteller. I just
Yeah.
saw myself as a writer, and but now I accept that name of a storyteller, because
Mm.
I do share a lot of my things. And one thing that I always say is that sharing is healing.
Is healing, yes.
Sharing is healing. So writing my books has really opened a lot of doors for me, good doors. There's one of my books that I've written. It is my third book that I've written. It's called Power, Authority,
Mm.
Dominion, an Opportunity for All. So a lifetime opportunity for all. I
Yes.
have been able to gain a lifetime opportunity through my writing. So the minute, again, I'm going to say this again, but I got encouraged to write my first book through my husband. He's also a writer.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. So I've always wanted to write, but I didn't know what to write about. Growing up, I loved writing, and I loved reading all these stories of Tracy Beaker. I loved
Mm.
all these Roald Dahls and all these books. So that was really giving me that interest to write, but I didn't know what to write. So in 2019, that's when I received the passion to actually start writing. And
Right.
then hubby said to me, start by writing your story. Just be your authentic self. Just write what you've been through. Just
Mm.
write your experience. You never know who is going to like it. You don't know who you're going to help. And
Mm.
if you don't share it now, no one else is going to know. No one is going to know. If you don't talk, no one's going to know. If you don't speak up, no one's going to hear. So when he said those things to me, and I actually realized, it's true. If I don't share it, who's going to know?
Who's going to
If I
know?
don't talk about it, who's
Yeah.
going to know?
Mm-hmm.
So I started writing my book in 2019, and I got it published in 2020.
Fantastic.
Yeah. And then when I started talking about my story, there's so many things that I talk about in that book. But I think the most topic that really won it all was mental health, my mental
Mm.
health story. And from there, that's when I started to actually share it on my social media. And I took the opportunity each time it was mental health day, mental health month. That's when I would openly speak about my experiences on mental health. So I think that's how I was able to actually see how my writing has really helped me this far, and also public speaking.
Mm.
It's really helped me to reach a diverse of people, like different groups of people, and to meet different kinds of people as well. Why?
Mm.
Because I've got the confidence to speak to people through, first of all, ministering. As a minister, we always stand in front and we
Yeah.
minister. So then public speaking for me came really easy. Doing talks and stuff, it came really easy for me. And it helped me amplify my voice
Mm.
very well, and to be open very much, because before I wasn't open. Before I was scared to share my story.
Story,
Bec-
yes.
Um, just the fact that I was scared about what my enemies will think when they hear my story. So I was like, if I say this part, this person's going to hear it. They are going to know. They are going to know. But then, do you know what, Hannah? You see,
Mm.
when we say you've got to do what you got to do, you've
Yeah.
got to do it. I had to do what I had to do to get to where I am. So
Mm.
I had to become a voice to the voiceless
Yeah.
to be able to amplify my voice. So you've got to become a voice. If you want to amplify your voice, you've got to become a voice.
Yes.
So I think my story, my experiences, my message to people um, has really helped me also to discover who I am truly. So my natural self is really helped me to bring out the natural me, and to know what I offer, what I bring to the table.
Mm.
You know,
Definitely.
you can't talk to people if you don't have a story. You can't stand before people if you don't have a story. What are you going to talk about?
Yeah.
So I had to learn that my story, although it's very shameful, it's embarrassing, it's painful, but I've got to release it for my healing.
Yeah.
You've got to release your story, release that problem so that you can be able to heal from the trauma. Because the more you keep it in, the more you're the one suffering. So it's really helped me reach wider audiences,
Mm.
reach so many people that I thought I would never meet governmental people, meet musicians, and the fact that I'm also a musician myself. So it's really helped me, you know, even through my brand. It's really
Absolutely.
helped me. So I
Yeah.
think writing and public speaking has been my force.
That's excellent. And I could definitely see that because storytelling is powerful. Like you said, you need to have a story in order for you to be able to share your experience. Without a story, without a message, how can you convey your message to the world, to the masses? So everybody has a story. Everybody's story is definitely different and is unique. And
Hmm.
if you have the courage and you have the opportunity to share your story, to impact, to transform life, to change life, then I think it's important that you're able to share that. And that's what you do. And this is why you're able to be on our show today as well, to share your
Yeah.
story, so that's really awesome. And I wanted to basically just ask you around, you've accomplished so much things, and you've been able to just become the very best version of yourself, Naomie, and you've shared quite a lot on this show tonight, and I'm so honored, just so grateful to you, and just commend you for all the things that you've achieved. And so I want to know what's next for you, and your work with sort of the renew of your mind, and also with praise theory. Just tell us a little bit about what's next, and if there's any other projects coming up.
Thank you so much, Hannah, for that question.
You're
There
welcome.
are many other projects that I'm working on, many other things that are coming up, which I can't really reveal everything here. But
That's fine.
yeah, I would say that there's a program that I'm planning for Renewal of Your Mind online. which I am going to reach out to you about it.
Excellent.
Just to celebrate Black History Month. So I am working towards that. And also when it comes to in-person events for Renewal of Your Mind, for next year, 2025, we'll be doing a lot of more networking events and facilitating different workshops and stuff. In terms of Renewal of Your Mind again, there's a book coming out. That's actually my 5th book. You know, I've been working on it for like 2 weeks, for like 2 years, but it's been 2 weeks now since I've been promoting it. It's not out yet, but it's been 2 weeks now since I've been promoting it more often, because before I wasn't really speaking much about it. So the book is coming out, and the book is actually called Naomie Praise Theory.
Fantastic.
Yeah, and in hopes that it's going to help, you know, the BAME community especially, and also the society as a whole, to know how to manage our mental health problems and stuff, because I think it's a very important thing. Even at the Parliament, I was there a few days ago, it was discussed that mental health happens to everyone. Rachel Taylor, the MP, said mental health happens every day and it can happen to anybody. And when we go through these mental health issues, you need to know what to do on how to overcome it. And that's how I've been also able to see that, okay, if this is something that we go through every day, I want to be able to provide a strategy. I want to be able to provide a technique on how we can actually manage our mental health problems in the UK and internationally. So that's why Naomie Praise Theory book is going to be coming out, and I'm going to keep everybody updated. I don't know the exact dates yet at the moment, but we're still sorting out a few things, and then it's going to be out. But we're going to definitely have a book launch. By next year, we will have a book launch of Naomie Praise Theory. That's when I'm going to introduce to you guys more about the theory, what's involved, and what are my beliefs, what are the theory, what is it for. The theory is more of for the mind. Yeah, so this is one thing that that I've been able to create. I think is a gift, because I've been able to make it so diverse for everybody. You know, not just for everyone, like in general, but also for people who don't understand what mental health is, and for people of faith, especially the Christian faith. I'm talking based on the fact that I'm a Christian, and I want to also help the Christian community to understand that, because mental health is a taboo in the Christian community. We don't talk about it much in the churches and stuff like that. We don't speak about mental health in a religious constitutions and stuff. So that's why I wanted to help them out. And there's so many things that I've put in that book, and I believe it's a gift. I've done what I can do to contribute to the advancement of the UK society and also the BAME community. So I think that's what's coming up. And
Excellent.
There's many things coming up. So yeah.
That sounds exciting. So 2025, roll on. Yeah, I love it, because you've actually made it very diverse. It's basically uniquely for many people. No one is left behind. It's very inclusive, an opportunity for those who are in the faith, spiritual, who are also not sure what mental health is, how to deal with it with different cultures as well. That's really good. You've actually found a gap and you filled it with the right book. So we look forward to launching that book next year, which is exciting, and some of your awesome projects that's coming up as well. And so we are wrapping up. It's really nice just to have a lovely conversation with you. It's like therapy, to be honest.
I'm telling you.
Yeah, it's really like therapy, which is just amazing. And so, you know, as we are just sort of winding down now, so Naomie, I just wanted to ask you before we wrap up, how can our audience actually, you know, be in touch with you in terms of connecting with you online? And if you can actually share, you know, your links to your book so that they can also be able to get to go and see how they can actually purchase those books as well. Is it on Amazon, or is there a platform that is on?
Okay, so
Mm,
where people can find me is via my website. So if
yeah,
everyone can just search on Google, you type in
I'm going to put that on
www.naomiepraise.org.
now. Yeah.
Okay.
Hmm.
That's where you can find me, and the work that I do. If you want to book me for any of my services that I offer, you can book through my website, and we can go from there. And you can find me on Instagram, Naomie Praise _ official. And for business wise, Renewal of Your Mind, you can find us on Instagram, called ROMCIC _ You can find me there, and also my charity, Glue One Foundation. You can also find us on Instagram, and you can find also myself through MPC Christian Radio, which is www.mpcministries.org, where you can find all the other faith-based activities that we do as well. In fact, I'm also preparing a program on the 15th of November this year in London. You can check out in our pages, Wife Let's Pray pages, where you can find out the information as well. And my books are also on Amazon. If you type in Naomie Praise or Naomie Praise Kabasene, you can find all of my 4 books. At the moment, there's only 4 books that are out there released. My 5th one is coming out very soon. So I think that's where you can find me. And just to quickly say that, don't just exist for the sake of existing. You've got to exist to impact positively. That's what I've been living on, and that's what's been helping me. So yeah, that's where you can find me.
Fantastic. Awesome. So to all our audiences, please do reach out to Naomie. This is all the information that you need in terms of how to get in touch with her. It's so important that you're able to, get access to many of the things that she's going to be doing in 2025, and also, supporting in terms of attending some of her events and seeing how she can actually help and support as well, which is very important. And so as we just wrap up, Naomie, it's been so wonderful having you on the show. And it's just been an honor for you to be able to just share your journey. And one last thing, how has your experience being a guest on the Birth Your Vision been so far?
It's been amazing.
Thank you.
I'm so calm. Just like you said, it's going to be a conversation, So I feel very calm, and it was very
Yes,
welcoming. I felt very comfortable to be myself,
absolutely.
and it was very diverse. Like, I felt good. Like, I'm very calm, and I'm very
Yeah.
happy
Hmm.
with the questions and the whole entire process. Everything, the presentation, everything is superb. I love it, and Hannah was such a good host.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for having me. It was amazing.
It's such an honor to have you. She's a powerhouse. And so for those of you who do not know who Naomie Praise is, I hope you get to know her tonight just by listening to this wonderful podcast. So do go back and definitely listen to it. And so that really brings us to the end of our podcast today. It's just been an amazing opportunity to bring in amazing guests to come and share their story, their journey on how they've been able to birth their vision. So I want to say thank you so much for everybody for joining us tonight on the Birth Your Vision podcast. It's been such an inspirational conversation with the wonderful Naomie Praise. We've been able to dive into the incredible work that she's been doing through the Renewal of Your Mind and also Naomie Praise theory. And, the Heritage Mom as well. She shared a lot about that as well with us. And so her passion for mental health as well. We talked about advocacy and also empowerment, which is truly something that she's been able to use to transform the lives of so many people. And, I hope that her journey has inspired you tonight, for those of you who have been listening. And I hope you've been taking notes, and also remember to take action on your own vision so that you can actually have, something to take away from this wonderful podcast tonight. And if you don't already subscribe to our page, please do so. And also connect with Naomie. She's left all our information. And also, grab one of her books as well. Also support her next year. She's going to be launching another book, which is amazing. And so, as always, don't forget to subscribe. And also, always make sure that you leave a review for us, because that really do help us as well. So please continue to join the conversation. Keep yourself inspired and continue to be the change maker, just like Naomie and myself. And if today's podcast has actually resonated with you, please continue to leave a review and share it with someone who might actually benefit from the message that we've shared today. So until next time, remember to nurture your vision and also keep moving towards your purpose. And for those of you who are interested in starting, bringing your vision to life, please do get in touch and book yourself a session with me and let me help you to bring your vision to life. And if you are also interested in starting a podcast and using your voice to be able to share your story and your journey, do book a session as well. So until next time, thank you so much, Naomie, for being a wonderful guest on the show. It's been a blast just having you here. Thank you so much. Any last words for our audience?
Thank you so much, Hannah, for having me. My last word, actually, I just want to say, don't give up. Don't give up on that vision. You may not get the support that you are expecting, whether from your friends or your families. Don't give up. You may be rejected. When you first introduce your vision to people, everyone is not going to accept it. But believe in yourself. When you believe in yourself, everyone else is going to adapt, and they will see that you actually believe in yourself. Like I always say, sharing is healing. So make sure you share by also believing in yourself. And remember that when Omega wins, it is done. Why do I say that? Because you can't just exist for the sake of just existing. You've got to learn to exist to impact positively. I'm telling you what I've done, and if you follow this way, I'm sure your life will never be the same again. So keep up and keep loving in yourself, keep working, keep learning, and keep being great.
Absolutely. And on that note, thank you so much, everybody. Have a blessed evening. Thank you, Naomie Praise. Thank you so much. And that's a wrap for today's Birth Your Vision podcast episode. Thank you for joining us on this inspirational ride. If you've enjoyed today's episode and want more, be sure to subscribe, rate, and leave a review. Your feedback helps us with our mission to continue to empower aspiring entrepreneurs around the globe. So please remember that your vision is the spark that can light up the world. Until next time, keep dreaming, keep creating, and keep birthing your vision. This has been the Birth Your Vision podcast. Inspire, create, and birth. Thank you.